security right there. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I've got some new information. You're going to want to hear this if you're a nomad, homeless, or just a solo car camper, somebody who lives in your van or car. And what I have to say now, welcome. I just got back to the desert down here. If you've been watching me, I've been up in the northwest near Canada, Bellingham, Washington to be exact, Orcas Island. Just got back here. Some information just because I've been traveling and I've been working my way down, not on the bike. I just got back to my bicycle, thank God. Been biking the last couple days from the airport where I was to where I am now, and almost to the Mexico border. What I want to say is that whole trip, if you've been watching my videos, I've been talking about homeless people, nomads, the new laws, and I talk about this stuff a lot because I'm a nomad, live on the bike, and pretty much, and I'm out there kind of on the fringe a lot and kind of vulnerable too, and I'm not exactly in that homeless bracket all the time, but I'm around homeless people. I have homeless friends, and I kind of fit into that bracket. So what I've been finding out, this whole trip has just been a trip. And right now, just getting back here, resting up. I did the last couple days biking through these sections here. And these sections I always bike through either one way or the other when I'm heading to the airport, or, and this is kind of a new thing in the last couple of years since I quit going to Alaska. But this section, usually full of homeless people. A lot of people crossing the border right here, and that little section that I just showed you there, hopefully I showed you the right one, is just bustling with vans, cars, people, empty now. I just went through there last night before last actually, and nobody around except for like a few shifty vehicles running around, and that same kind of shithole area just full of trash, full of junk that people just dump out of their cars, or some of the stuff they actually use and live with. I don't know about the mattresses and stuff there. But so what I wanted to talk about was the difference only in 8 weeks. It's been 8 weeks since I went to the Northwest. I've been talking to you in a lot of these videos about missing homeless, and I'm going to tell you what I found out recently on this trip. And I was doing some video, and somebody had heard me doing something and heard me filming, and they said, hey, I noticed the same thing here at this store. There, weeks ago there was tons of homeless. Now this guy, he just heard me filming and walked up to me, and I was going to ask him questions, and he wasn't uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable being on film. So I wanted to get this information out to a lot of my friends and a lot of my subscribers and people that follow me also on Instagram and Facebook, and let you know. Now, what they're saying specifically is they have, I'm not talking FEMA camps, right? We're not talking conspiracies here. I saw a campground on the way down. I was going to stay at this place that I've never stayed at, but it's usually like a pretty attractive little campground. I always thought it would be a good possibility. Well, that's actually closed because they're letting homeless people stay there. And they've got bathrooms set up, extra bathrooms and stuff. So it's kind of cool to see that. I didn't film it when I was going by, only because at the time I just thought it was a full campground. And then when I got past, somebody said, oh yeah, that's open to not just necessarily just homeless, but people living in their cars. It was on that stretch that I showed you. They kind of moved people down there to the campground. Now that stretch is all empty on the street. So they're trying to use campgrounds. And now I heard this is going on in New Mexico and some other places. Now this is side by side with some other things that are happening, with like people telling me that they've got like FEMA camps set up, and they're corralling people, they're taking people away. Now I'm not trying to start any rumors with that. I'm just telling you that's what I'm hearing from people. Whether or not that's true, but from the nitty-gritty, from the grassroots, I'm hearing they're opening these campgrounds for people and letting them stay. Now, I'm sure that's not everywhere. The other thing is, I ride out in the desert a lot. I see these places that have their trailers. They are FEMA camps, right? And they're meant for disaster work and stuff like that. Well, yesterday going by those, I didn't even see any trailers there. Totally empty. And so, and nothing going on in those places, just completely empty. So I'm not sure. I think a lot of people are just kind of like laying low. And if you live in your car, you're probably kind of laying low and thinking about it. I'm going to put the new laws again in this video, like I did the last couple videos, the Trump's new homeless law, and just to be aware. It doesn't mean it's going to affect you necessarily, but you might want to check it out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.